Ronald Reagan once said that peace is not the absence of conflict, it is the ability to handle conflict by peaceful means. What does that quote mean to you? Hi, my name is Emily Coughlin, and I am a member of the Breakfast Club. My group also includes Nico, Tori, Andy, and Jessica. Today I'll be talking to you about storming and how my group has experienced and overcame it. The main points I will cover today include our group's understanding of storming, and then I will touch on personality conflicts, some examples of task conflicts, and then I will end with the value of storming within our group's culture. Let's start with our understanding of storming. The purpose of this phase is to learn to tolerate and encourage disagreements within a group while still keeping a level of respect among the members. In our group, we have 5 members, all with different personality types. None of us are exactly the same. With 5 different personalities comes 5 different opinions on everything. As a group, we all understand that storms are inevitably going to happen. We agree to do our best to keep open-minded and respectful to each other if and when conflict arises. There have been very minimal conflicts within our group, and I think that's because we've established that respect early on in the forming stage. When I was preparing this presentation, I had to think deeply into the last few weeks of interactions and pick out some small examples of conflict within our group. The first one that came to mind was personality conflicts. 4 of us are extroverts while 1 of us is an introvert. And 1 of us is a thinker while 4 of us are feelers. These differences in personality all work together in a different way. During group meetings, this has come into play when we are all having side discussions or trail off under our own ideas. As a group, we've really learned that it's best for one person, usually Jessica, as our point person, to run the meetings and keep us on task to avoid those conflicts. A more specific example of conflict focuses on task conflicts. This happened during our role assignment meeting. There were a few roles that multiple people wanted, so we really had to focus on listening to each person's ideas to find a compromise. We all really openly discussed what each person would and wouldn't want for roles and eventually came to a compromise. This was a constructive conflict for our group because it stayed focused on achieving an end goal. My second example of task conflict our group has overcome was when some members of the group started missing meetings or being late for some reason or another. Naturally, that caused conflicts and separation within our group, and that was felt early on by a few of us, but it was easily resolved through open communication and working to accommodate all of the group members, and I've actually been really impressed with my team's ability to adapt to all of those changes. My final example of a conflict we've experienced this semester is a pretty obvious one. Nothing has gone as planned. With school closing, none of us will be able to see our end product of all of the work that we've been doing for Creative Mornings Omaha, so that's pretty disappointing, and obviously that can create storms on its own with everybody handling this their own way, and you would think that it would disconnect us more, but actually the Breakfast Club has done an awesome job of staying connected in our group chat. We're sending memes, we're sending supportive things, we're having group FaceTimes where we're just trying to connect through the phone and be there for each other as best as we can. I feel lucky to be part of a group that we can weather these storms and come out as friends on the other side of it. So throughout the semester, our group has really focused on using collaboration and compromise when it comes to approaching conflict. This works for us because we've really established a strong trust within our group, so we're able to communicate properly. This class has really taught me that conflict doesn't have to be a negative thing, and that there's always opportunities for positive conflict to solve problems in these situations. In conclusion, I talked to you about my group's understanding of storming, personality conflicts, examples of task conflicts, and concluded with the value of storming within our group's culture. Learning about the storming stage of groups forming is important because there will always be storms, big or small, in your life. So if Ronald Reagan's quote is really true and peace is not the absence of conflict, then we can all find a way to handle conflict peacefully. Storms don't have to be negative, and we should all strive to see them as a chance for growth. Thank you.